Hey guys, welcome to another news breakdown here on Go Mango, and today we're going to be talking some more Kamen Rider 01 news, and all of this comes to us from the press conference all the way from Wednesday, and if you haven't checked that out, a link to a live stream that we did where we sort of broadcasted it, but also just watched it along with you. That's available in the eye icon above, as well as in that video there's a link to the actual stream itself, so go ahead and check that out if you're so inclined. But yeah, today we're going to be talking story, we're going to be talking characters, and then we're going to finish up with like producers, writers, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's just dive right in with the main story itself. In a world where artificial intelligence systems are now commonplace, the new CEO of Hidden Intelligence, the world's most renowned AI systems company, must become a Kamen Rider to keep the peace in our time. When a terrorist group, ThunderclapofDestruction.net or MetsubouJinrai.net, hijacks the Humagear AI system and causes them to rampage, the artificial intelligence military service, AIMS, takes them down. Fighting as 01, Hidden Ataru will prevent the downfall of humanity by rising up against the terrorists who seek to overthrow humanity with the power of AI technology. So that was pretty dense. This translation comes to us from Specialform 12 on Twitter. The links to those will be in the description down below. Give them a follow. And same with all the translations that I'll be telling you about today. Yeah, this was a lot of dense information, but basically our main character had to become the CEO to fight as a Kamen Rider, who fight the terrorists, and then the terrorists are also fought by AIMS. It's all sort of confusing, but it kind of clears up when we get into the weeds of it with like the characters themselves. So let's just dive right into our main character, Hidden Ataru, who transforms into Kamen Rider 01. In order to see his late father smile, he planned on becoming a comedian, but unfortunately he lacks comedic taste. He's just scraping by as a well-known entertainer. One day he was suddenly appointed as CEO of Hidden Intelligence by his grandfather, Hidden Koronosuke, as written in his will after he passed away. Although he initially refused, he transforms into Kamen Rider 01 after seeing a rampaging Humagear before his eyes. Only those who have been appointed as CEO can utilize the Hidden 01 driver. Then, after officially assuming his position as CEO, he devotes himself to fight against the ThunderclapofDestruction.net, MetsubouJinrai, terrorist group, and the rampaging Humagear systems. Again, really weird that you gotta become CEO in order to take on these powers. We'll probably see why later. I really want another character to take up that position, but we'll talk about him in a bit. It's important to note that in the translation it said he wanted to see his late father smile and that his grandfather passed away, so he has basically no father figures left. He might have a mom or a grandmother running around, but this is Kamen Rider, so those aren't too commonplace. Be really cool, but I don't know if we'll see them around. Oh, prove me wrong though. That'd be neat. But it does seem like he's running around scot-free, except for his two sort of support-ish characters. Their names are Izu and Fukuzoi Jun. Now, Izu is the Hidden Intelligence CEO's private secretary, a secretary-type AI assistant Humagear. Although an AI robot who takes instructions from the CEO, she learns a variety of different things and adapts to each person she interacts with. She fully works alongside the president and supports him in his cause and his fight, but hates the fact that she constantly has to explain Ataru's boring gags and jokes. So, she's reluctantly there, I guess, and also is the straight man to Ataru's possible funniness. Who knows if he's actually funny in the show? It's making him out to not be, but maybe it'll be cringy enough to laugh at. Those earmuff things, those are basically visual shorthand to indicate who are going to be the AI, the Humagear, in the show. We saw in the trailer the sort of robot version well, not really robot version, just like the inner skeleton of this, with the little earmuffs, I guess, before the human looking skin is put over it. So basically, whenever you see those, it's a Humagear AI person. Yeah. Next up is Fukuzoi Jun. He is the vice president of Hidden Intelligence. He is an excellent person, but always seems to find himself in second place. After the death of the former president, he believes he will be the next CEO, but is shocked to find the new CEO is Ataru. Since then, he sees him as an obstacle in his path. While he secretly wishes that the new CEO will fail at his responsibilities, he does take pride in the company's days of success. So really, this guy's looking out for the company. He's a well-meaning dude. He just, I feel like he really deserves the position. This is the guy that I wanted to, step up. It would be cool to see if Ataru steps up as like a figurehead as Kamen Rider, and then this guy is kind of like the background guy pulling the strings of the company itself. Not really malicious. I don't know. Like, I don't really like it when like your main cast is gonna be like super conflicted about each other, or just really hates each other. I mean, I get the growing pains. I understand all that. I just really think this guy should have been CEO. I think a lot of people do, because it's a kid who even the main character himself probably didn't want to be CEO. But I'd like to see a more friendly relationship between the two than the character description is making it out to be. So we'll see how long that truly lasts. Next up, we have our secondary riders. This dude, his name is Fuwa Isamu. Kamen Rider Vulcan. He's the commanding officer of the Artificial Intelligence Military Service AIMS. He possesses excellent fighting capabilities and fights against the terrorists in order to keep the city secure. He once suffered an injury after a mysterious explosion at a Hidden Intelligence experimental city. He believes the incident was caused by a rampaging Humagear that is being covered up by Hidden Intelligence. He since has an intense hatred for the murder machines Humagear. AIMS used to believe that breaking the rules as long as you destroy the Humagear was just. He holds the prejudice against a certain president of Hidden Intelligence. So basically it gives us a little bit more about him, more about AIMS. I like that this character really wants to fight more for himself and not for like other people. Like, I get the idea of a hero fighting for other people, but this guy has his own agenda, and it's all, basically about him. There's no one else that got hurt, no one else that, was involved. It's just, his personal motivation, and it doesn't rely on other people, and I really like that. Next up is Yaiba Yua, Kamen Rider Valkyrie. She is the technical advisor of AIMS. She was involved in the development of the AIMS Rise shooter that she and Isamu used to transform into Valkyrie and Vulcan. She provides technical guidance and maintenance for AIMS. She's a brave female warrior who excels in her fighting abilities while possessing the brains of a scientist. She fights the terrorists to keep the security of the city. While fighting, she tries to suppress her hatred for the hatred against the Humagear. So I like this character a lot. The colors, the design, all that stuff. But what's really weird to me is that, like, AIMS, a military organization, possibly under the government, just really hates this certain subset of, I guess, not really humanity, since they're AI, just against, I don't know if we can call them people, the AI, I don't know. I hope the robots of the future don't come hunt me down because I didn't say they were humans or alive or whatever, but it's weird to me that a government organization harbors hate against a certain group. And, in her description, apparently she just really hates them but tries to suppress it. I don't know. It's weird. And also, from before, where is it? The Vulcan, he hates a certain president of hidden intelligence. Like, we'll talk about this more later, but I don't really like it when all the secondary characters dogpile on the main character when he's just trying to do his own thing. But I guess we'll see more about that later. Anyways, next up, we have a bit more on the villain faction. This guy is named Jin. Jin's a terrorist operative from Metsubo Jinrai. He spreads data that rewrites the base programming of the Humagear, inputting them with evil conduct and ethics patterns that cause them to rampage and attack humans. He does destructive things while acting like a child. We'll see the fruits of his labor in a bit, but this guy sort of reminds me of, what's his face, Palad. And again, we'll see why later. And then next up is his compatriot, his higher-up, Hirobi. Now, Jin and Hirobi, we're not supposed to know about this yet, but they are the two bad guy riders that we saw before in the other breakdowns that I did, so go ahead and check those out. Hirobi is the commanding terrorist leader of Metsubo Jinrai, believes that AI systems surpass humanity in every way. He launched Metsubo Jinrai and hacks Humagears, causing them to become murder machines. He considers Ataru, who makes laughter his policy, his rival. He's a cold-hearted man who constantly says the day humanity will become an endangered species is near. Yeah, I don't really understand why, if he thinks that, like, was it Humagear AI, they're better than humans, why he decides to hack into them and turn them into murder machines. Does he want them to, like, do a full takeover? It doesn't make sense unless he himself is an AI, and I'm not sure. Maybe that information was disseminated, but I don't really know about that yet. Because this dude looks human, he doesn't have those little earmuffs, but he could be AI. We don't know yet. It would be really weird if these guys weren't AI. So I hope they are, otherwise this wouldn't make sense. Anyway, speaking of the rampaging murder machines, we got our first glimpse of how the sort of villain of the weeks are going to be, you know, taking place. They're going to be happening. They have these separate belts, which insert the progress keys, which aren't folded out, by the way. They are folded up. They slot them in there and they transform into these monsters. There are also other AI systems, like the sort of grunts of the show, who bear a striking resemblance to I guess the villain of the week faction. So I wonder if it's just an easy 1-2 swap of the costumes to turn these guys into actual monsters, like just a slight upgrade to the base suit. It's kind of like the Guardians from Build, except they progressively got, like, you know, tougher, stronger. And speaking of those, I wonder if Soda will be taking advantage of this in terms of, like, figures and stuff, and giving us a set of you know, these bad guys, kind of like the Guardian set, and then do sort of a villain faction. It does seem like a simple switch on their end to just mold a bunch of heads and then add in some extra stickers. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I just love Soto. Next up... Oh, wait, no. That was it. That was it for all the characters and stuff. Now we're just gonna get into the who's writing it, who's producing it. So the producer is Chihiro Inoue from Kamen Rider Geo and Takaru Omori from Build. The main writer is going to be Yuya Takahashi from Kamen Rider X-Aid. Main director Teruaki Sugihara from Lupat. Composer Go Sakebe, and action director Jun Watanabe. So the main thing that I'm focused on here is the writer. That is Yuya Takahashi, who worked on Kamen Rider X-Aid, and I kind of get it. At the beginning of X-Aid, you know, a lot of the characters didn't really like Emu. Poppy was around to support, I guess, but really all the other main characters were, like, really they just really didn't like the main character, which is kind of a weak point of the show for me. But it seemed that a lot of people like it, so I'm glad that they're willing to go back and you know, try to after Geo reclaim some of you know, the fans that actually like Kamen Rider and want to bring some of those people back in. But it does bear a striking resemblance. A lot of the structure here bears a striking resemblance to X-Aid. And yeah, that's really all that I wanted to touch on. So guys, tell me in the comments down below what you thought about all this news, everything that came out. Let me know if I missed anything. And also, if you want, check out all the other news. If you haven't seen them already, I have a playlist right here in the eye icon above, or if you're too lazy to do that, there is a link to it in the end card of this video, so go ahead and check that out. So guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy. Oop, oh, that's not it. There it is. Oh, before I forget, tune into RRR the Streets tonight, this Friday. We're going to be talking Geo, but we're mainly going to be talking a lot of San Diego Comic-Con stuff that came out. So if you're interested in that for Power Rangers, go ahead and check that out. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.